best Red Bull ever. What up, guys? So, I'm going to tell you today how I bought a new truck, paid the price I wanted, traded in my old truck, got the money I wanted out of it in a real simple way without the bullshit time wasted that you normally do at a dealership. This is a method I used. It worked great. So stick around, check it out. Okay, so it's the typical, you go to the car dealership, what do you get?
Thanks. So Stan, you want to buy this Buick Centurion, huh? Good choice. Smart man, you got good taste. I'll tell you something, a lot of people don't have these things. Nice to see somebody finally walk on this lot who knows a good car like sees one, I'll tell you. So, we read it up?
Yeah, well, actually, I was just looking.
Oh, hey, terrific. Terrific. That's what we're here for, Stan. Here you can look, browse, peek, touch, feel, taste, smell, do anything you want, take all the time you want. Nobody's going to pressure anybody around here, Stan. You know something, though, Stan? I really think you ought to buy this Buick. I think you ought to buy it today, right now. You want to know why? Because this Buick is you.
At least 2 or 3 guys come out onto the lot, they chase you around until you get stopped, then they start hitting you up. You're buying a new car, let's trade this one in. It gets old, we all hate it. I don't know a single person who actually likes that experience. It is fun to go out and buy a new ride, but that experience is awful. So I kind of took a different approach at it this time. So I went to the first dealership and I asked to drive one. I knew what I was after.
Dad, this is not the car you ordered.
Take it easy, Rusty. Ed, this is not the car I ordered.
So they brought it up. I took it for a spin around the block. The guy went with me. Okay, now I know for sure this is what I'm after, right? So I tell the guy, well, here's the deal. I'm going to contact 6 different dealerships. I need every one of those dealerships, I need them all to give me a bid. So I said, I'm not going to spend time at your dealership going back and forth. I'm simply going to cast this out to 6 different dealerships. Whoever gives me the best bid, that's who I'll go buy it from. So I told him what my trade is. Now, on the topic of the trade-in, I've never traded one in. I've never been for people trading them in. Why? Because they rob you on what you trade in. They totally rip you off on how much they give you, right? That's been known from the first dealership that's ever existed. So I told them what I had to trade in and that I would at least entertain them giving me a bid on. Well, the first dealership came to me and gave me a high number. I was asking $41,000 on my trade, and the guy came and he says, well, we'll give you 36. Well, like anybody knows, when you trade something in, you get a tax credit. You have to pay sales tax on that dollar amount that you traded in, right? So there was a $2,600 sales tax credit. So I was like, okay, so 36 is equal to me selling it out in the private world for like 38. 6, something like that, which still is too low. I was asking 41,000, so I was like, interesting, okay. So from that point forward, I left the dealership after I test drove that first truck, and then I called 5 other dealerships, and I said, this is what I have to trade in, and this is what I want to buy. So I said, I'm going to take each person's number. By the end of the day, you need to get a hold of me. I'm going to take your number. You need to be the best on my trade. You need to be the best on the price of the new truck. I said, that's all it's going to be. I'm not going to come in. I'm not going to spend 6, 7 hours back and forth doing the whole, oh, let me go talk to my manager. Oh, my manager says this. We'll give you this much. Oh, well, look this. Oh, well, that. No, I was sick of that. I mean, you've all done that. That's the worst, going back and forth, back and forth. I want to pay this. Well, you're not willing to pay that, but you'll accept this much. That back and forth thing is awful. I've sat at a dealership before till like midnight. That's awful. So this time I knew I wasn't going to do it. So anyway, I called all 6 places. I didn't even go in. I went into the first dealership. From that on, I called them on the phone. I was working that day, so I was all over the place. So I called them on the telephone. He says, hey, this is what I need. And the guy would say, come on in, we'll talk about it. I don't want to come in and talk about it. This is what I want. I simply need a price for my trade, and I need a price on the new one. At the end of the day, I want you guys each guy to call me with their lowest best price. I mean, you get one shot. Give me your best price on both, and we'll move forward. I will go and buy it from whoever gave me the best deal, right? I got a phone call from one of the dealerships later that day saying, the guy's like, well, hey, you wouldn't be willing to tell me the ballpark we need to be in. No, I would not be willing to tell you the ballpark. You simply give me your best numbers, and I hope you beat everybody else. So everybody came in by the end of the day. Well, the lowest price guy, the guy I ended up buying the truck from, the dealership I ended up buying the truck from, they underbid the next closest guy by $1,000. $1,000. He was about $1,500 less than I thought my best price was going to be. And then he gave me, on my trade, what I was trying to sell it for privately. So I took it in, I did the deal with that guy. So I guess the point I'm getting at is don't waste your time at dealerships. Simply call them, let them know that they have competition, and they have one shot. They got one shot to call you back by the end of the day. So I never even met my salesman or even knew where the dealership was from the dealership I bought it from until the next day when I went down there to do my deal. I never even met the guy. I was in and out quick. Here's my truck. Here's my new one. Sign my paperwork. Out the door I went. And I should have been doing that for years. Anyway, that was my experience. You guys, I swear to hell, you're going to want to use this because it's going to be a time saver. And who doesn't like to save a little bit of time, right? So, guys, appreciate it. Have a good day.